Why most older people struggle to live past 80. 7 unexpected reasons that quietly shorten life. The idea of living past 80 seems so simple, doesn't it? You go to bed at night, wake up the next day, and over time, life continues. But here's the truth. Most people don't make it past 80. In fact, the older you get, the more likely it is that something unexpected will cut your life short. And it's not what you've been told. It's not just about bad habits, genetics, or even the things we typically hear in health advice. Today, we're going to dive into the 7 hidden reasons that quietly and unknowingly shorten life. Reasons that may be working against you without you even realizing it. Now, I know what you're thinking. I've heard all about exercise, eating right, and keeping my heart healthy. So what could I be missing? Well, that's just it. We're taught the basics of longevity, things like diet and exercise, but those alone aren't always enough to guarantee that we'll reach old age in one piece. Many of us don't consider the unseen forces at play, the emotional baggage that weighs on us, the comfort zones we slip into, or the loneliness that creeps in as we grow older. These factors don't show up on a blood test, but over time, they take their toll. And before you know it, you're struggling to live beyond 80. Aging isn't just about years, it's about how we live those years. We all have those unspoken challenges, the things that are easy to overlook, but which slowly chip away at our health and happiness. Some of these are so deeply embedded in our daily lives that we don't even recognize them as threats. But today, we're going to pull back the curtain. I want to share 7 powerful, unexpected reasons why many people fall short of living past 80, and how you can avoid these traps. This isn't just about knowing what you should do. It's about understanding the things you might be doing without even realizing it, things that could unknowingly steal years from your life. It's time to stop thinking about aging as something that just happens to you, and start thinking about it as something you have a hand in shaping. I want you to take a moment and ask yourself, are you really living the life that's going to carry you through to 80 and beyond? Are you making the choices that support a long, healthy life? In the next few minutes, we're going to look at things like how emotional stress, unresolved trauma, and even simple daily routines can be quietly sabotaging your chances at reaching that 80-year mark. We'll also talk about the mindsets that many people adopt: comfort, complacency, and the idea that it's too late to change that can stop you from living longer. And most importantly, I'll give you some practical advice grounded in wisdom to help you live better and longer. You might not be able to control everything, but you can control more than you think. Understanding these hidden reasons that shorten life is the first step toward making the conscious, deliberate choices that lead to not just a longer life, but a fuller, more vibrant one. By the end of this video, I hope you'll have a new perspective on aging and be inspired to take action in ways you never considered. So, grab a seat, open your mind, and let's dive into these surprising truths about what really keeps us from living past 80 and how we can change it. Part 1. The danger of comfort zones. We all crave comfort, don't we? After all, it's the promise of safety, stability, and peace. But what if I told you that comfort could be quietly killing you? It's true. Most of us believe that as we age, we're supposed to slow down and relax. After all, we've worked hard our whole lives, right? But there's a hidden danger in this mindset. Living too comfortably, avoiding discomfort and new challenges can lead to a slow erosion of your vitality and, in turn, your longevity. When we talk about comfort zones, we're not just talking about the physical act of lounging on the couch, though that certainly contributes. Comfort zones extend to our mental and emotional states, too. As you age, it becomes easier to let go of new ambitions, stop pushing yourself, and accept the status quo. You may feel that you've reached a point where there's no need to try anything new, that your best years are behind you. That's where the real danger lies. Comfort zones create stagnation. When you stop challenging yourself physically and mentally, you stop growing. Your brain, your body, your spirit, they all need stimulation to thrive. Without it, you begin to wither, the muscles weaken, the heart grows sluggish. The mind starts to dull. Sure, you might not be dealing with any immediate health issues, but the effects of stagnation are creeping up on you in the background. Think of this. You're sitting down more, moving less, and thinking about less challenging things. You're no longer taking risks or trying new activities, even though you might have been someone who once loved adventure. It's easy to slip into a comfortable routine. Get up, eat, watch TV, maybe take a walk, and go to bed. But this routine, as harmless as it might seem, is the very thing that's slowly shortening your lifespan. Research shows that people who maintain an active lifestyle, both physically and mentally, live longer and healthier lives. This doesn't mean you have to run marathons or climb mountains, but you do need to push yourself to try new things. Whether it's learning a new skill, traveling somewhere new, or even picking up a book that challenges your way of thinking, anything that shakes you out of your comfort zone will do wonders for your longevity. As uncomfortable as it might be, change is life. It's in that discomfort that we find growth. If you stay comfortable, you stop growing. And if you stop growing, you start dying, even before your body does. So here's the question for you. Are you in your comfort zone right now? What small discomfort can you introduce into your life today that will keep you growing tomorrow? Part 2. The silent stress of unresolved emotions. Now let's talk about something you can't see, but that impacts every part of your being. Stress. But not just any stress. I'm talking about the kind of stress that builds up over time, the stress that lingers, festers, and takes root in your soul. Unresolved emotions, unhealed trauma, and the baggage we carry from the past are some of the most powerful and quietest enemies of longevity. We all go through tough times in life. We face losses, heartaches, betrayals, and disappointments. But what happens when we don't fully process these experiences? What happens when we bottle them up, shove them into the back of our minds, and tell ourselves to move on or get over it? These emotions don't just disappear. They sit there, like an uninvited guest, quietly affecting our physical health. Unresolved stress doesn't just stay in your mind. It affects your body, too. It can lead to chronic inflammation, a weakened immune system, and increased risk of diseases like heart disease, stroke, and cancer. But the damage doesn't stop there. Constant emotional stress also affects your ability to sleep, your mental clarity, and your sense of purpose. It creates a toxic environment inside your body, and over time, this can shorten your life. The thing is, you may not even be aware of how much stress you're carrying. We all have ways of coping with pain. Some of us distract ourselves with work or hobbies, while others keep busy by constantly doing things for others. But none of these distractions really address the underlying emotions. And as the years go on, the unresolved stress takes its toll. Consider this. How many times have you felt that nagging sense of anger, sadness, or regret, only to push it aside? What are you avoiding? Maybe you're still angry at someone who hurt you years ago, or maybe there's a piece of your past that you haven't fully accepted. These unhealed emotions are like a heavy weight that you're carrying around every day. It's exhausting. It eats away at your energy. And worse yet, it chips away at your health. So what can you do about it? The first step is acknowledging it. You need to confront the emotions you've been avoiding. This doesn't mean you have to relive every painful moment, but you do need to give yourself permission to heal, whether it's through therapy, journaling, meditation, or simply talking it out with someone you trust. Healing your emotional wounds is a powerful step toward extending your life. Taking care of your emotional health is just as important as taking care of your body. If you want to live a long, healthy life, you need to create space for emotional healing. When you allow yourself to let go of the weight of the past, you free up energy for the present and the future, and that's when you truly start living. Part 3. The weight of unfulfilled dreams. As we age, we often look back on the dreams we had when we were younger, those big, bold ambitions that once filled us with excitement and purpose. But here's the thing. Unfulfilled dreams are not just a matter of regret. They are more than that. The weight of these dreams, or rather the weight of not pursuing them, can silently chip away at our health and our happiness, and ultimately they can rob us of the chance to live a long and vibrant life. I'm sure you've heard the saying, it's never too late to follow your dreams. But many of us, as we grow older, start to believe that it's exactly that, too late. We tell ourselves that the time for chasing big dreams has passed, that we missed our shot, or that it's unrealistic to try new things when we've already lived most of our lives. And so, we settle. We fall into routines, and we bury the dreams we once had in the quiet corners of our minds. But what if I told you that this sense of unfulfilled purpose is silently draining your life force? Without a dream to chase, a goal to work toward, or a passion to ignite our spirits, we lose the fuel that keeps us going. When you stop dreaming, you stop feeling alive. And without that spark, life can become dull and monotonous. It's like slowly fading into the background, becoming a passive observer rather than an active participant in your own story. The idea that our dreams need to be grand or life-changing is a misconception. The important thing is not necessarily what you dream, but how you pursue it. If you've always wanted to paint, write, learn a new language, or even start a small business, why not make the time for it now? These pursuits might not change the world, but they can certainly change your world. They bring energy and joy, and they force you to engage with life in a meaningful way. It's easy to let the passage of time convince you that those dreams are out of reach. But the truth is, it's not the dream itself that's important. It's the act of pursuing it. In fact, research has shown that having a purpose, whether it's a career, a hobby, or a cause you care about, is one of the most powerful ways to extend your life. Purpose fuels resilience, gives us a reason to get out of bed in the morning, and keeps us mentally and emotionally healthy. People with a clear sense of purpose tend to have lower levels of stress and better overall health. If you feel like you've neglected your dreams, or if you've been carrying the weight of regret, it's never too late to revisit them. Ask yourself, what would you do if you didn't hold yourself back? What passion have you left untapped? What's something you've always wanted to try, but thought was too late? Chasing your dreams, no matter how small or simple, is one of the most powerful ways to keep your mind and body sharp. It's an antidote to the inevitable decline that comes with age. When you're actively pursuing something you care about, your body responds by releasing positive chemicals, dopamine, serotonin, that keep you feeling energized and motivated. Those little victories in the pursuit of your dreams can lead to big rewards for your overall health. So don't let those dreams slip away, even if they're small, even if they're just for you. Allow them to breathe life back into your days. It's time to stop putting them off. Your future self will thank you. Part 4. The Hidden Dangers of Loneliness. Now, let's talk about something that affects all of us, but especially as we get older. Loneliness. We live in a world that constantly emphasizes connection. We're told to stay social, meet new people, and keep friendships alive. Yet, as we grow older, many people find themselves more isolated than ever before. Whether it's because of family members moving away, friends passing on, or simply the changes that come with aging, loneliness can become a silent killer. What's so dangerous about loneliness is that it often goes unnoticed. It's not something we can see or touch. It doesn't show up in a physical exam, but the impact on your health is profound. Loneliness has been linked to a range of physical and mental health problems, from high blood pressure to depression and even cognitive decline. Studies have shown that isolation increases the risk of early death just as much as smoking or obesity. That's right, being alone is as dangerous as some of the most commonly known health risks. It's easy to dismiss loneliness as just a temporary feeling that will pass, but in reality, it's much more insidious. Over time, loneliness erodes your emotional well-being, weakens your immune system, and can even lead to chronic stress. It's the kind of stress you can't see, but it's always there, affecting your mental and physical state. And the longer it lasts, the more it takes its toll. But here's the thing. Loneliness isn't just about being physically alone. It's possible to be surrounded by people and still feel isolated. This is what we call emotional loneliness. It's the feeling of not being truly seen or understood, even when you're in a room full of people. And this emotional disconnection can be just as damaging, if not more so, than physical isolation. The key to combating loneliness isn't just about being with people, it's about meaningful connections. You need relationships that nurture you, that make you feel valued and heard. It's about the quality of your interactions, not just the quantity. Having a few close friends or family members you can truly connect with, who support you and make you feel like you matter, can make all the difference. And here's the good news. Loneliness is something you can combat, even later in life. It starts by reaching out, whether that's calling an old friend, joining a club or community group, or simply spending more time with loved ones. The human connection is a powerful antidote to loneliness, and it's never too late to build those connections. If you're feeling isolated or disconnected, take the first step today. Start small. Even the tiniest bit of connection can begin to push back the shadows of loneliness. Surround yourself with people who lift you up and engage in conversations that challenge your mind and warm your heart. It may take time, but it will pay off in the long run. And when it does, you'll be taking one of the most important steps toward living a longer, more fulfilling life. Part 5. The undetected harm of poor nutrition. When we think about aging, most of us focus on the obvious: wrinkles, gray hair, or maybe a few more aches and pains. But the reality is that aging starts much earlier than we think, and much of it begins from the inside out. Your body is constantly fighting to maintain balance, and one of the most important battles it faces is the fight against poor nutrition. What you put into your body doesn't just fuel you, it becomes the foundation for how you age. And if that foundation is built on poor nutritional habits, you're unknowingly setting yourself up for a life of struggle, disease, and a shorter lifespan. Let's talk about something many people don't fully understand: the hidden effects of poor nutrition on longevity. It's not just about calories in and calories out, or how much sugar you're eating. It's about the long-term damage that occurs when your body doesn't get the nutrients it needs to function at its best. Many older adults fall into the trap of eating for convenience or comfort, choosing foods that are quick and easy rather than those that are nutrient-dense and health-promoting. And this becomes more dangerous as we age, because your body's ability to absorb and utilize nutrients declines over time. If you're eating highly processed foods, sugary snacks, or refined carbohydrates, you're essentially setting yourself up for chronic inflammation. This inflammation is a silent killer that affects your joints, heart, and brain. Over time, it leads to conditions like diabetes, arthritis, and cardiovascular disease, issues that can shorten life expectancy and decrease quality of life. It's easy to think that small dietary habits won't have much of an impact, especially when you're feeling fine. But here's the thing: these effects don't show up immediately. They accumulate over years. It's like building a house on a shaky foundation. You may not notice it right away, but eventually the structure will begin to crumble. So, what's the solution? It's about fueling your body with the right foods, those that support your long-term health, not just satisfy immediate cravings. The key to longevity is a nutrient-dense diet. Foods that are high in antioxidants, omega-3 fatty acids, fiber, and vitamins are what your body needs to fight off disease, support brain function, and maintain muscle mass. Think leafy greens, fatty fish like salmon, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. These foods don't just fill you up, they protect your body from the inside out, keeping your organs functioning properly and your immune system strong. I know it's easy to fall into the trap of eating what's convenient or what you've always eaten, but if you want to live past 80, your body needs better fuel. It's time to think of food as medicine, not just a source of temporary pleasure. A few small changes in your diet can lead to big improvements in your health. Start by replacing processed snacks with fruits and vegetables and cut down on sugar. Your body will thank you for it, and you'll feel the difference in your energy, mood, and overall vitality. Part 6. The poison of a sedentary lifestyle. We live in a world where comfort is king. Most of us have desk jobs, long commutes, and a host of distractions that keep us from moving as much as we should. As we age, it becomes even easier to fall into the trap of doing less. After all, we've earned the right to relax, right? But here's the hard truth. Sitting down for extended periods of time isn't just uncomfortable, it's dangerous. The effects of a sedentary lifestyle are far more serious than most people realize, and they are quietly but powerfully shortening our lives. The human body was not designed to sit all day. We were built to move, to be active, to walk, run, and stretch. But in the modern world, we spend hours in front of screens, whether it's working on a computer, watching TV, or scrolling through our phones. The result is that we're moving less and living more sedentary lives. And this, my friends, is a ticking time bomb. When you sit for too long, your body starts to shut down in ways you can't feel immediately. Your muscles weaken, your bones lose density, your metabolism slows. Sitting for extended periods, particularly as you get older, leads to weight gain, poor circulation, and a higher risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even certain cancers. A sedentary lifestyle is one of the leading contributors to chronic conditions that severely shorten life expectancy. And here's the thing, the damage isn't just to your body, it affects your brain too. Research has shown that prolonged inactivity is associated with cognitive decline, including the risk of Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. When you don't use your body, you don't just harm your muscles, you harm your mind as well. But the good news is that the solution is simple. You don't need to run marathons or engage in intense exercise routines to counteract the effects of sitting. The key is movement, and it's more about consistency than intensity. Take regular breaks throughout the day to stand up, stretch, or take a short walk. Aim to get 150 minutes of moderate exercise each week, whether that's walking, swimming, dancing, or even gardening. It doesn't have to be a major commitment. Just small, consistent movements throughout the day can have a huge impact on your overall health. Think about it. The more you move, the more you protect your body from the dangerous effects of sedentary living. Movement improves your circulation, strengthens your muscles, boosts your mood, and helps keep your mind sharp. You're not just adding years to your life. You're adding life to your years. So, if you've been sitting for too long, it's time to get moving. Start with simple changes. Get up every hour and take a walk around the house. Do some light stretching or yoga. Walk to the store instead of driving. Every step, no matter how small, is one step closer to living a longer, healthier life. The more you move, the more your body and your mind will thank you for it. Part 7. The impact of negative thinking and self-doubt. Now, let's turn our attention to something that may not be so obvious, but is just as important when it comes to longevity: the power of your thoughts. Have you ever heard the saying, "You are what you think"? It's more than just a motivational phrase. It's a truth backed by science. The way we think, especially as we age, can have a profound impact on our health, our happiness, and ultimately, how long we live. The dangerous part is that the thoughts we allow to dominate our minds can quietly shorten our lives, often without us even realizing it. As we grow older, it's easy to fall into a negative mindset. The world changes around us, our bodies change, and we start to wonder if we've missed our chance for greatness. We may become filled with doubts about our abilities, our health, our worth, and even our future. Thoughts of fear, worry, and regret often take center stage, and before we know it, they're running the show. We tell ourselves that we're too old to make a difference, too weak to try something new, or that we'll never be able to achieve our dreams. Here's the thing. Those negative thoughts don't just make you feel bad, they affect your body too. The mind-body connection is real, and negative thinking, especially over extended periods, can lead to chronic stress, depression, and anxiety. These conditions, in turn, can weaken your immune system, increase your risk of cardiovascular diseases, and even shorten your lifespan. When we constantly tell ourselves that we're too old, too tired, or too incapable, we begin to believe it. Our thoughts shape our reality, and if we believe that aging equals decline, then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more we reinforce negative beliefs about ourselves, the more we limit our potential and stunt our health. The opposite is also true, though. When you replace negative thinking with positive self-talk, you can begin to change the trajectory of your life. Optimism, confidence, and a sense of purpose have been linked to better mental and physical health and longer lifespans. People who maintain a positive outlook on life, even as they age, are more likely to stay active, engage socially, and cope with stress more effectively. So, how do you shift your mindset? Start by being mindful of the thoughts that pop into your head. When you notice negative self-talk creeping in, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this thought true? Is it serving me? Replace the negative thought with a positive affirmation. For example, if you think, I'm too old to start exercising, replace it with, it's never too late to start moving. The more you practice this shift in thinking, the more natural it will become. The power of your mind is incredible. Positive thinking doesn't just make you feel better. It literally makes you healthier. You begin to see opportunities instead of obstacles, hope instead of fear. This mindset change can add years to your life by reducing stress, improving your overall well-being, and allowing you to approach aging with a sense of possibility rather than resignation. Conclusion: embracing the fullness of life. So, there you have it. 7 unexpected reasons why most older people struggle to live past 80. These are the quiet forces that work against us, often without us realizing their power. Comfort zones, unresolved emotional baggage, unfulfilled dreams, loneliness, poor nutrition, a sedentary lifestyle, and negative thinking. They all play a role in shortening our lives in ways we may never see coming. But the good news is that none of these forces are unstoppable. Each one can be confronted, changed, and turned around with a little awareness, action, and dedication. The truth is, aging doesn't have to be a slow march to decline. It can be a vibrant, fulfilling journey if we make the conscious choice to take charge of it. We don't have to let our age define us or limit our possibilities. The key is to stay curious, stay active, and stay positive. The more you nurture your body, your mind, and your spirit, the more you'll have to live for. So ask yourself, what changes can you make today that will positively impact your future? What dreams have you put off that you can begin pursuing? How can you start moving more, eating better, or thinking more positively? Every choice you make today is an investment in your tomorrow. It's time to stop believing that growing older means shrinking your possibilities. It's time to start seeing aging as an opportunity for growth, change, and renewal. You have the power to live a long, healthy, and vibrant life. And it doesn't have to stop at 80. It can go well beyond that, with every year being an opportunity for more wisdom, more joy, and more adventure. So embrace the journey. Don't wait until it's too late to make the changes you know are needed. Your future self is counting on you to take action now. Make the most of it, because the truth is, the best is yet to come.